Good afternoon, Lisa.
Good afternoon, Andrew.
What's that obscuring you?
What's that obscuring me? It is a bag of delights.
It is in your bag are such delights. Is that right?
Yeah, a little not well done, but yeah.
Well, perhaps I should cough more. In my bag. No.
Okay,
what's in your bag of delights?
So let's dip in it and see what's in here.
Well, I know what's in there.
I know what's in here too. So in here is the newly released.
Whoa. There we go. What's that? That's very blue. What is it?
Box of Delights Blu-ray.
A blue box of delights.
Yes. Also available on DVD.
Yes. Now this, it has to be said, we've had an awful lot of stuff
arrive
this week.
Yeah.
And a fair bit of it Blu-rays.
Mm-hmm.
But the Box of Delights is now on Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm. So this is to mark the 40th anniversary.
And it's 40 years,
since the first airing.
So this release says, in celebration of the 40th anniversary of one of the BBC's most beloved series, The Box of Delights has been remastered and includes brand new bonus extras featuring Time and Tide, a new 100-minute making-of documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Considered to be one of the great works of modern fiction, The Box of Delights is brought to life in this magical, fantastical and delightful production starring Patrick Troughton, Devon Stanfield and Robert Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
Who's acting, isn't he?
He's very much acting.
He's doing some proper acting.
It shows a lot of restraint on Patrick Troughton's part that he didn't up his game that he played it with truth.
Yes.
Rather than trying to outfruit Robert Stevens.
But we've watched... I'll hold it there. We've watched the first two episodes again.
Because we were... It came out last Monday, the 23rd of November.
You can't quite fit all 6 episodes.
We needed to start the week before, really, to do all 6 episodes in time for Christmas Eve, so we watched 2.
Even on original transmission, the last couple of episodes are bunched together in the same week.
Well, that's just so that it's not on, too late over Christmas. So.
But I remember watching it at the time, so it was 1984, I would have been 16.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fairly sure I watched all of it.
Yeah.
You would have been...
I would have been
12.
Yeah. I don't think I saw it on its original airing.
Mm.
I do have memories of watching it, but I think I saw... I know it's repeated at least once. Yeah. I don't know if it's repeated twice. But I obviously saw one of the repeats, and the episodes...
You saw the middle bit with no Troughton.
The bit I saw was... it was the middle bit with no Troughton, which is like The Hobbit with no Gandalf.
Yeah.
It's a little bit sort of... It's just trying to push the plot on, isn't it? And it's mostly the kids doing stuff.
Because although it says starring Patrick Troughton...
He's only in about 3 episodes, really, isn't he?
He's in episode 1 a lot.
Yeah.
He gets a little bit in episode 2, and then he disappears from the middle bits, and then comes back towards the end. So we're talking 84.
Yeah.
And from my sort of Doctor Who fan point of view, this is, this is my Troughton era, as it were, in that you've had Troughton the year before doing the 5 Doctors.
Yeah, in the cartoons.
He does, obviously, Box of Delights towards the tail end of 84.
Yeah.
And then you've also got the 2 Doctors in early 85. So this is slap bang in my...
Yeah, it's a lot of Troughton.
Discovering Troughton period. First time I would have seen him would have been in the 5 Faces season in the Crotons and the 3 Doctors. But they announced his return in the 5 Doctors quite early, I seem to remember, because of course he went to Longleat in Easter, and of course he also appeared on it would have been Nationwide and Breakfast Time, because there's that thing with him and Peter Davison sitting on the sofa. So for somebody who sort of shunned publicity when he was the Doctor...
Yeah, he did step up this time, didn't he? He does a lot of...
83 to 85, he's quite visible, really, isn't he? So, that's great,
One other thing I should say about my viewing of the Box of Delights, I'll repeat, is that it was at my grandmother's house, and she only had a black and white telly, which really didn't help it.
Yeah.
So...
But you said it really feels like sort of Davison era Doctor Who.
It really does. Yeah, it's because it's
Roger Lind doing the music.
So there are certain scenes where I expect the camera to pan and to see the TARDIS and Davison and the, his team come out.
I mean, there's bits where Kay's riding on the horse.
Yeah.
And the wolves are chasing him, and you've got the sort of the thumping drum stuff, and that's Caves of Androzani, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, it's really. You're like, what you almost think, what am I watching?
So yeah, if you're a sort of Davison era fan and you've not seen the Box of Lights,
that's one reason to watch it.
This is almost like another 6 episodes of Davison, isn't it? But you've got Troughton instead.
Yes.
So yeah, I remember watching it at the time and very much enjoying it. I mean, I might have been a bit old to see it, but I think it stands up.
I think it works.
I think it stands up anyway.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember hearing about it at school, because I'm sure one of our teachers read us some bits of it. I don't know whether it was the whole book. Did you get books read to you at school?
Yeah, when I was not in secondary school. When I was younger, But
I think this would have been early middle school. I vaguely remember hearing.
No, not Box of Delights. Definitely not Box of Delights.
Not the whole thing, I don't think, but just some sections of it. So it was sort of in my consciousness at the time. I'd never sort of read the book in the sort of the coming into the TV series.
No.
I have read it since, and you're trying to read it.
I am trying to read it. I must admit, I do struggle with the book a little bit. I have this thing that once I've read the first page or two, I'm usually fine. But if I struggle with the first page, I'll quite often go off and read something else instead. Yeah. So I need to sort of apply myself to it and read the first page and see how we go.
But this opening episode, I think, really goes along at a bit of a lick, doesn't it?
It does.
It's really quite pacey. And it throws you into the world, because we're talking, 1930?
Yeah, I think it's sort of mid to late 30s, isn't it? It's pre-war, pre-Second World War, I think. And
that era is conjured up very well.
Yeah.
The snow, when there is real snow, looks
it's so deep.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we should say a huge thumbs up to Chris Chapman's documentary.
Yes, if you buy the Blu-ray for nothing else, the documentary is wonderful.
Even if you know the episodes back to front,
you'll learn stuff you didn't know.
There's a hell of a lot more that the documentary covers, because it's interviews virtually all the cast that are available.
Cast and crew,
even down to the boy under the waterfall and the mouse as well. So
so
that's thoroughly thorough.
And a lot of the crew that worked on it that still are around.
I mean, cast interviews, of course, are great, but crew interviews are really my thing, because I love the nitty gritty of production. And the story about the explosion at the end really made me laugh, where basically the special effects crew do an explosion and then get asked for a bigger one, don't they?
Yes.
And
then they might have got a little bit carried away.
And they do a bit of an Uncle Albert, don't they?
It's Grandad, isn't it?
They do a bit of a Grandad from Only Fools and Horses with the ceiling, don't they?
Yeah, there's an explosion and then there was another bang, and they were
I can imagine like Tony Harding going, "I'm blowing it up now."
Yes. But you need to watch the we're not going to spoil it too much, but you've got to watch the documentary to get that story.
But it does actually seem to be visible on screen, doesn't it? When it gets pointed out, you go, "Oh, I'd never noticed that before." Equally, sort of some of the tricks about like making the boat go up the weir thing
at the end,
and the one that really shook me was the story about the tape getting crinkled.
They at the
editing stage.
I think it's episode 3, isn't it? There's all stuff with the kids' party at the Bishop's Palace.
Well, that's the bit they showed on the documentary, but.
I'm assuming that's what the episode they were talking about.
But just the thought that you get to the editing stage, having spent you know, all this money on filming it, getting the best actors in, getting the best production, and then your one copy of the tape won't play.
No. Or it plays, but it
plays and it's absolutely unusable.
Break up tram lines and all sorts of stuff.
So I just heard that and went, oh my God.
Yeah.
And you forget that about tape.
Yeah.
That, you know, you know, playback of tape is a both a science and an art, isn't it? Especially if you've got problems.
Mm-hmm.
So but all the cast interviews are wonderful, and everybody I think is really proud of it as a production, aren't they?
Yeah, I think, and rightly so.
Quite right too.
Yeah.
I mean, Troughton obviously is superb in the part, but so are all the kids as well.
Yeah, there is not any of the kids that is really bad or I mean, the characters are annoying.
Yeah.
For another kid, but I think they're meant to be.
You know, they hit the characters perfectly rightly.
Yeah.
And just little things like the shots about going small and things like that. How you've got to use a periscope on the
camera
to get
make it work.
When he's on the steps and being swept away and things like that. Because all of this sort of prefigures a lot of the sort of fantasy stuff that comes a few years later, like the sort of Narnia stuff.
Yeah, I think they did this and they're like, oh, we can do Language and Order.
Or we could do the Borrowers and things like that. So I think this really does sort of
paves the way.
It paves the way for a lot of really good, innovative late 80s, early 90s kids stuff. So it's a very important production, but also a very good production as well.
It is very good. I mean, like I said, just for me at the time, seeing those middle episodes, because I was a Doctor Who fan at that point, and I think had I known Troughton was in it, I would have.
So you didn't even know Troughton was meant to be in it. You just stumbled across it and didn't quite know what it was.
No. I honestly, all I have is I have a memory of it being leading up to Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was a bit
so
dull.
So you wouldn't have seen the sort of the trailers for it, which you've got on the DVD, and Troughton being on Blue Peter.
No.
So you didn't get to see the mouse stroking Jack the cat.
Who looks furious.
Jack the cat giving perfect cat side-eye and going, what the hell is this mouse thing doing?
Why is it touching me?
Touching me. I'm going to attack the mouse as soon as the end credits have finished rolling.
Yeah.
I have never seen a cat look more furious.
He's so cross.
The crossest cat in the world. But yeah, so we've done episodes 1 and 2.
And we'll do 3.
We'll do 3 and 4 together.
We might even just do 3. But we'll see. We'll work it out and see.
But it's a traditional thing amongst sort of so many people to finish episode 6 just before Christmas or even on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Well, it's the last episode is once you get past the whole peril thing and once they get out of it, the last sort of 10-15 minutes is very Christmassy.
Yeah, in the church with the choir
service
and all of that.
Yeah. And then it's a little, in my view, it's a little spoilt by the ending.
Well, yeah.
But that's the way the book is written, so that's the way they have to do it. But
yeah, I would say that, you know, if you've either never got it or never even seen it, I mean, there must be people that haven't seen it. But if there's, you know, if you haven't actually got it and haven't seen it in a while, this Blu-ray is absolutely
it's
spot on. It's
great. Yeah.
You know, it is the definitive release of it, I think.
And to be honest, it's a lot easier to navigate than the original DVD version, which had a really awkward, horrible menu that you
had to go round.
You had to go round it to get to the later episodes, which was frustrating.
Yeah, so a huge thank you to everybody that worked on the show 40 years ago, but also a huge thank you to everyone
that's involved in this
especially
release.
Chris, if you're watching, for you know doing the documentary.
Superb documentary.
And you know we're just very grateful.
So. Yeah. So if you like Patrick Troughton and you like 80s Doctor Who,
a huge thumbs up from us on that one, I think. And
flash it again.
Flash. There you go.
Yeah.
Or Blue Troughton. Okay. Right, say thank you then, and
thank you.
See you again soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.